Hi guys, and in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, as you can see by the title, I am gonna be starting off my reactions to Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Which is kind of funny that I'm actually now doing this because literally in my first ever reaction video on the channel, back when this series wasn't even called the Nostalgia Trip, like back in the beginning of my channel, I started off my reactions to the 2003 TMNT, and literally in the first episode, I complained about Rise. I complained about it because I think it was around the time when it first... Well, it wasn't around the time because this show was from 2018 and I started my channel in 2019, but I think that's around when I actually watched like the first episode on YouTube because it was available on YouTube as a promo or whatever. And after watching it, I decided to complain about it in that first reaction. And here I am all these years later, after thinking that I was never going to sit down and do this, sitting out and doing this. And just like in my first episode reaction for the 1987 series of TMNT, which I started off a couple of days ago, I'm going to be completely honest with you. For those of you who maybe haven't seen that but are watching this, the reason why I'm doing this is not because I want to necessarily. Well, part of me definitely has an interest to check this series out, definitely. Just, if for nothing else, just to be able to compare all the series, truly. And considering that I'm already doing the 1987 series, might as well do this as well, because this is probably going to be more entertaining. In some ways, at least. The reason why I'm doing this, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's money. Because... And it's not like a greedy kind of money reason though. It's because my channel is still small. I only got monetized a couple of months ago. And I've been only making like about $100 or so per month for like the last 2 months. This is actually going to be, I think, the second month that I'm actually going to make get the money in my bank account. And the revenue for the third month is already far further down at this point, because the series on the channel that was making me the most money, which was my reactions to the TMNT 2012 series, is over. I've reacted to all of it, so it's not really raking in $10 per day anymore. Well, it's not $10 per day, it's more like $5 per day, but still, the series that was making the most money on the channel is over. And the series that was supposed to replace it, which was the Fullmetal Alchemist reactions and the Generator Rex reactions, are at this point in time not making enough money to compensate for that. Because I wasn't even supposed to start doing the reactions to Generator Rex until I was done with the Fullmetal Alchemist series, but that one was just not getting even 100 views. Which is just bad for the channel. And considering how much expenses I have now, I just have to do any kind of video series which you guys would instantly enjoy and get me a lot of revenue, you know? Because like, due to the laws in my country, once I start making money in whatever way, if it's not me being employed by somebody else, I have to register as self-employed and pay all this shit, like pay an accountant, pay taxes, pay for like... for lack of a better comparison, social security kind of benefits or whatever, so I can eventually like I could get healthcare coverage and all that shit, and that basically amounts to like $200 per month that I have to spend, and I don't even make that much from the channel yet. So hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy this series. These videos are gonna get a lot of views and I'm gonna make a lot of money out of them, but that is completely up to you. But again, I just want to be upfront with you as to the reason why I've decided to actually sit down and do this. Because if you've seen some of my 2003 and 2012 TMNT reactions, you know that I've shot on both the 87 TMNT and this one, I feel like. Not too much, like I haven't like constantly ranted about them, but they're not shows that I've really wanted to react to, and if I wasn't doing this for the channel, I wouldn't go out of my way to really sit down and watch them, at least not all of them, and all of the episodes and everything. So yeah, just like for the 1987 TMNT, for this one, unlike my usual Nostalgia Trip reactions, where I check out 2 episodes of the show that I'm reacting to, I'm only going to be reacting to one episode in every video. The reason why I'm doing that is also because I already will be uploading so many reactions to so many different shows like Generator X, Fullmetal Alchemist, Ghost Whisperer. So I can't really handle adding on 2 shows for which I have to edit 2 episodes per video. It's much easier for me to handle when it's only like 1 episode, because I can do it in like 20 minutes and I know I'm done with the video, with the editing of the video, you know? Whereas for the other, if I do 2, it's just going to be too much of a commitment. And it's going to be even easier for Rise, because some of the episodes, in fact most of the episodes of this show, are actually only like 11 minutes long. So, yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to come out in terms of editing, but yeah, just so you know. And yeah, I think that's all I had to cover in regards to why I'm doing these reactions. So without further ado, let's start off the reactions to Rise of TMNT with the first episode, which is actually 20 minutes long, so you're going to get a full experience of this one. With the episode being called Mutant Mayhem in 3, 2, 1. Honestly, I wish they went for something more unique when it came to the theme song. I feel like out of all of the TMNT themes, the 2003 ones, I feel like are the most radical departures. And I kind of like them all in the 2003 series, you know? Yeah, I remember this fake out. And I also think I know what's gonna be the thumbnail for this first episode reaction.
Yellow Submarine, are we clear?
Affirmative, Red Rover.
Copy. Right, boys, it's go time.
Oh, that sound effect brings me back to the 2003 series.
Excuse me, sirs. Can you direct us to the local science fiction convention that we are currently...
I swear, even the facial expressions are like that of Ben Schwartz. His personality comes through the animation even. I actually kind of like him as Leo.
Give to creature. How you say, pretty please, or I'll destroy you.
Really? You think you're gonna step to our friend? Rookie mistake, Hoss.
And if you step to my friends for stepping to you, for stepping to me, you gonna have to step to me, okay?
You do not intimidate us. With or without your fake nerd voices.
That was actually my real voice.
Well, you better be intimidated, because we're like nothing you've ever...
So, you got some Jersey?
Really, Leo?
What? I can't make a joke in the middle of the craziest thing ever? That's how I cope.
Whatever. This is our chance to finally use these babies.
And I feel like this show on the surface might seem like a very fluff and very comedy based, but it does feel like it has a lot of substance under the surface.
Hey, it plays fast. And teleports, which is, oh my gosh, it teleports!
Man, I feel like once we get to next episode, which I haven't seen, it's gonna be more entertaining because I actually remember some of these jokes, so they're not hitting as hard as they should
One
be.
that looks like a broken toaster. I'll take the guy that looks like a fancy trash can. They look exactly the same, and they don't look like either of those things.
Hey, where you going? You had to ruin Cannonball Day.
Since when does Leo teleport as well? Oh shit.
Swords!
And not the first time you've broken them.
I don't need weapons to beat you! Whoa! I can smell Raph's amazement stick.
Okay, this is even crazier than Dimension X.
Exactly what I expected.
Kidding me?
Hey, guys, over here.
April! Donnie, where are we?
According to my calculations, we are in a tertiary metaverse.
Actually, I've been exploring, and we're in a mystic hidden city deep under New York.
That
What?
was my second guess.
So where's the dog thingy?
He's in
So
there.
you're still on Earth? Is that so? That really smells of notes from the underground, though. Kinda like it.
Hey, that wasn't so. Okay, this part hurts. This part hurts. This part hurts. What's happening?
That's messed up.
I kind of like the humor of this show, I gotta say.
Yeah, jury's in. That was imitation crab.
I just got used to acne. Now this.
Should we go after him, boss?
The mutation worked, just like it did all those
Why is
years
his voice kind of reminiscent of Shredder when he's not the Shredder?
We be part imitation crab?
You are not kidding, are you?
I'll deal with you next.
And honestly, if I didn't wasn't told that this is John Cena voicing Baron Draxum, who is this guy,
Guys!
I wouldn't have known, because there is this effect on his voice. I'm not really good at recognizing voices like that.
Nobody flips better than Mikey. Donnie's got that big old brain.
But
and I got,
for being voiced by John Cena, his voice is surprisingly similar to the Shredder.
We were so dead.
And also, funnily enough, I actually enjoyed the second episode of the 1987 TMNT more than this.
Oh yeah!
These'll do.
Hey, yo, guys! How about we take the glowy ones? Oh, get on the sword.
What about you, Donnie? Don't you want a glowy weapon?
No, I'm good.
I'll never let you go.
This looks interesting, though.
Oh yeah!
Let's go save that dog thingy!
I love that Mikey's thing is kind of reminiscent of the grappling hook thingy that he has in the 87 TMNT whenever they decide that the nunchucks are too dangerous.
I can continue my work.
As cool and fast-paced as this action might be, it might be a little bit too over the top for it to be enjoyable though, I gotta say. It's Beyblade! Ooh! Finally, that did something good! Jesus Christ! Nailed it!
Accidentally improved. And that's why Baron Draxum.
Can be seen!
Sorry, boss.
It's Beyblade, or should I say Baywheels? We play the wheel, we launch the battle, get a battle begin, and that's a cartoon that I really wanna watch.
Whoa! See, Mikey, that was awesome. How'd you do that?
I don't know, man. I was just swinging my weapon like this. And all of a sudden, just like that.
Let me try. Magic weapon, magic weapon, magic weapon, magic weapon. Oh, yeah. Magic weapon.
I love seeing them happy about their magic weapons.
Can't wait to find out what mine does!
What the hell? I see you're thinking with portals!
And that's why I like fighting the old-fashioned way, with impossibly futuristic high-tech weaponry.
I mean, your thing is basically magic, so that's why you didn't need a weapon.
Turtles, why are you trying to stop my plans? We are all in this together.
Hey, I don't know if this is part of your plan, but the line's about to explode.
Hey, ma'am. That's a cute name.
We just defeated a boss villain. We're heroes. We deserve a name like Mad Dog.
Man dog? You don't think something like
Ninja Mutant Turtle Teens, or I don't know, maybe we'll keep brainstorming.
Okay, so I'm honestly gonna kind of reserve a little bit of my bigger judgment in regards to this episode for maybe once we get into the second one, because just like for the 87 TMNT's first episode, I wasn't super into it. I mean, to be honest, for TMNT 2012, that was the same thing when I first started it, and I feel like for 2003, the first episode was just like that as well. I feel like TMNT is just not really good at starting with the first episodes, you know? It's not like it was bad, like there was a lot to enjoy about it, like the action was over the top crazy, there was a couple of jokes that I didn't remember from when I watched this episode before that were actually pretty funny, and the personalities and the jokes. I like the humor in this one, at least in this first one, quite a lot. The action is great and everything. Like, it is actually pretty good. And like I said earlier, I don't know if I kept it in the reaction or not, this show definitely comes off as fluff, but with some substance underneath all of that humor and fluff, like I said. So hopefully we are gonna uncover some of that substance underneath as we go through this show. But so far for the first episode, it is a little bland. I definitely feel like it's blander compared to the 87 series, but to be honest, I genuinely feel like modern TV, for whatever reason, just comes off bland. I don't know if it's just because I'm watching a current thing, but I always find things much more enjoyable if I watch them years after they've been released, because I guess I then get more of a vibe for the era that they were from. I don't know, but it does come off as much more bland compared to the 87 series, and I definitely think that I enjoyed the second episode of the 87 series more than I did for this, so there's that. But yeah, it's definitely not bad, but there's not really much to say only based on the first episode. I feel like I need something a little bit more to really be able to gauge my full thoughts on this. So I think I'm going to keep most of my opinions for the second episode, because right now I don't even have much to say. Like, I like the personalities, the voices. It's really interesting. In the 87 series, I feel like the voices of Raph and Donnie are way too similar to each other, or should I say not distinct enough, and especially for Donnie's voice, it's not distinct enough. Whereas in this one, I feel like Mikey's voice is really not distinct enough. Like, I can recognize Leo's voice because it's fucking Ben Schwartz. Raph's voice is very distinct as well. Donnie's voice is distinct enough, but Mikey's voice is just so especially compared to the 2012 one. I feel like I feel like this is probably the most forgettable voice for Michelangelo out of the four main TMNT cartoons. So yeah, I don't know. And something I want to point out for Splinter in this version of TMNT, because a lot of people have criticized it, at least when it first started, like this series, and for me, I actually, even right off the bat, I can feel like, yeah, he is more jokey and more lazy or whatever compared to your typical Splinter, but you can still feel like it's the normal Splinter, because TMNT 2003 Splinter, I feel like, had a lot of this kind of personality of like sitting and watching his favorite TV shows and kind of being lazy on the couch sometimes. So I actually feel like he's like a more far more flanderized and much more lazier version of the 2003 TMNT Splinter. That's at least how it comes off to me, but yeah, I don't know. And yeah, this is just the first episode. I can't wait to get into actual episodes that I don't remember the jokes of, so hopefully it's going to be more enjoyable, but that's just when I'm going to be able to really gauge more of a reaction to this, so yeah. In terms of a rating, I think I'm going to go with a safe, I don't know, 7.9 out of 10. Because it's decently enjoyable. The designs of the turtles are already growing on me quite a lot. I only feel like Mikey's design again is kind of, I don't know, bland. Like, Raph's design is kind of a little bit radical, but he does come off only like a more bigger version of like the 2012 Raph. Leo looks pretty fine. Like, he looks like the average out of all the turtles, pretty much. Donnie also kind of looks like the average bunch of the turtles. It's just like a little bit of like that body type of the 2012 Donatello. But Mikey, I don't know, he just looks so bland. And I guess he also is kind of a reminiscent design of the 2012 TMNT, just a little bit taller, but yeah, I don't know. He does so far come off as the blandest. And I think that might be because the thing that stands out about Mikey usually in these TMNT cartoons is that he's the party dude. You know, he's the comedic, jokey, immature guy. But in this one, everybody pretty much is. And I feel like they still kind of have their flavor of it, but that kind of makes him come off as the bland one, you know? But yeah, I don't know. What did you guys think about this first episode of Rise of TMNT? Comment your thoughts down below and let's have a discussion about it. And also, before in this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 3 patrons on Patreon. Deadpool, August Dice, and Lido Uzi. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you have decided to support me, you have continued to support me in such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And now, before we end this video, I just want to talk about something to you guys very quickly, which some of you may or may have not noticed before or know about me, that being the fact that I am trans. And yes, this may come as shocking to some of you because I don't really flaunt it that much on my channel, or at least I feel like I don't. Outside of like my K-pop reactions, which is where I feel like the most comfortable being myself like this. And yeah, I am in fact trans. I'm not necessarily full-on male to female, but I heavily want to transition to being pretty female. I do consider myself more non-binary though, or maybe gender fluid would be the best descriptor as well, because I do have occasional moments where I feel fine being like just a normal guy, but most of the time, like right now, I do feel very dysphoric. And that's why I'm asking you guys for any help that you can give me, because my situation right now, I don't really see any way outside of you guys' help. Because, and this is gonna be kept short and concise, I live with my parents. They're never going to accept me as a trans person. They just never will. And as a matter of fact, back when I started the YouTube channel, I was actually kind of slightly starting my transition back then, with like starting to grow out my hair. I even got to DIY HRT, but because my parents started noticing certain things, like my behavior had changed a lot and my clothes had changed a lot, I kind of had to stop doing that because they were constantly nagging me about cutting my hair and just started to kind of be threatening in a certain way, and felt like they were ashamed of me and everything, and that kind of stress just tired me out to the point where I just gave up. But as dysphoria goes, it just doesn't go away, you know. I still feel like this, and in fact it's somewhat been intensifying again recently, so I just wanted to share this with you guys. And again, I would really appreciate any amount of support you can give me in regards to this, because I just don't see any way out of this. Because even if I moved out of my parents' house and got myself a job and everything, that's just not gonna work for long-term planning, because once I transition, it's like I probably will not be able to get myself a job because my country is very transphobic. Nobody gives a shit about LGBT people at all. So there's not even much I can do even in terms of transitioning here. So yeah, I don't know. I just would appreciate any amount of support you can give me, be it monetarily or in any way otherwise. And this is not about boosting my channel or anything, or
guilt tripping you with my sob story. I just wanted to get this off my chest and make my subscribers aware of the situation that I am in, and that I would appreciate anything that you guys can help me out with. It would mean literally everything. Like, for example, a friend that I made after starting this YouTube channel, my good friend Yuri, has been helping me out a lot. And I genuinely might have not been here if it wasn't for him showing up and befriending me. So yeah, this just went a little bit longer than I intended, but I would just really appreciate anything you can support me with. That's kind of ultimately what I'm trying to say.
And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the description to my Twitter if you don't follow me over there, and to my Wattpad to post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Coffee account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!